Hi, I'm Helmut Licht. Thank you for joining me for this, the second video on the I-Ching. In the first video, I told you which book I recommended in case you wanted to go deeper into the subject. And then we discussed how hexagrams were formed, how originally the I-Ching was used as an oracle, answering yes or no questions. Yes being a solid line, no being a broken line. And then how a need for more variety came about, and those two lines were arranged in different combinations. Solid on top, solid on the bottom, broken on top, broken on the bottom, solid on the top, broken on the bottom, and broken on the top, and solid on the bottom. But then even more variety was needed. So then a third line was added, and we added up with 8 trigrams. And then those trigrams, which means 3 lines, were combined in all different ways. And we ended up with 64 hexagrams. Hexagrams meaning 6 lines. Then we discussed how to use 3 coins to get the different lines, and then we built a hexagram from scratch, beginning with line 1 at the bottom all the way up to line 6 at the top. Then we separated the hexagram into its upper and lower trigrams, so we could go to the table of hexagrams and make a cross-reference between the 2 trigrams to see what number hexagram it is. And we ended up with hexagram number 41. The last thing we did was that we converted the lines with the red dots in them, also known as the active lines, into the opposites. The solid line changed to a broken line, and the broken line changed to a solid line. And we arrived at a new hexagram, number 18. And we said that the original hexagram, in our case number 41, was the interpretation, the judgment, the opinion that the I-Ching gave to us about whatever we thought about as we tossed the coins and created the lines, the hexagram. And the second hexagram, the new one that we found by changing the lines, shows what the situation that we thought about is liable to change into. And that's where we left it. And that's where we continue now. I'm going to pretend that I'm throwing 3 coins and that I'm looking down after the throw to add up all the coins. See what I come up with. All right, here goes. Okay, 3, 3, and 2, that's 8. Finished. The whole process took about 40 seconds. So now I have to repeat the whole process 5 more times. I have to pick up the coins. I'm thinking coins. I put them in my hand. I'm thinking hands. I'm thinking shaking my hands. And all the time, I'm supposed to also be thinking about something that I need an answer for from the I-Ching. Do you know how many thoughts we think in 1 minute? Well, look at this. We think about 48 thoughts per minute. So you are trying to get an answer from the I-Ching, but you're thinking 48 thoughts per minute. That must be a very difficult thing for the I-Ching to do, to isolate what is important to you as you throw the coins from the random thoughts that you're thinking. It's impossible. Suppose I could concentrate on a friend of mine. Okay, here's the friend. But now as I'm tossing the coins and picking them up, I'm also thinking about that I have a car that needs to be repaired. But quickly I go back to my friend and I throw the coins. So now I have my car and my friend that I'm thinking about. And this is what I come up with. It's not a clear image. So unless you can really focus on one idea for the entire 5 minutes that it takes for you to throw the coins and write down the numbers and write down the line, there has to be another way that is quicker. And I found that way. And it might even revolutionize the way lines are created, hexagrams are created. And let me explain that to you now. The I-Ching has been around for about 3,000 years. And not until very recently, within that time frame, did something enter into the human race called the computer. So I said to myself, why don't we just go online and have the computer give us two random numbers between 0 and 64, and then those two numbers will be the two hexagrams. Let's pretend that the computer gave us 17 and 52. So here are the two hexagrams that correspond to 17 and 52. So instead of the left hexagram producing the right hexagram by certain lines which are called active, and I had a red dot in them, changing into the opposite, we are now immediately in a split second given both hexagrams, the first one and the second one. And it is very easy to determine which of the first hexagram, which lines in the first hexagram were active. And we can easily see that the only line that did not change into its opposite was line number 2, the second one from the bottom, which means all the other lines were active and have to be read as part of the analysis or the comments or the judgment. So let's go to these lines and number them now. And this is how you would read these lines. 9 at the beginning, 6 in the third place, 9 in the fourth place, 9 in the fifth place, and 6 in the sixth place. Now let me go to the actual I-Ching book, find hexagram 17, and then show you how the lines are represented or shown there. I'm only going to use the first 3 lines. Here is line 9 at the beginning. First it makes a few general statements and then it goes into great detail. We skip 6 in the second place because we didn't have a 6 in the second place. And then we go on to 6 in the third place, which we will read because we did have a 6 in the third place, and so on. In conclusion, I will show you how to get 2 random numbers between 0 and 64 online. Follow me, please, and watch how I get there. When you generate your two numbers, be sure you enter the range of 0 to 64, because there will be times when one of the hexagrams will be numbered 0, and that means it doesn't exist. So there'll only be one hexagram. I'd like to do one more thing before we conclude this video. I'm going to generate two numbers for myself, and then I will tell you what I was thinking about. Should I? Should I not? I guess I will. I will tell you what I was thinking about. Here we go. My thoughts were concentrated on Donald Trump, President of the United States of America. And I asked for those numbers on February the 19th, 2019 at 11:32 a.m. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something from it. And I will see you in my next video. Have a great day.